Hey guys, it's Andrea, or Happy, your instructor for web. I wanted to set up these videos for you guys. This video in particular is for the students who weren't able to make it or to class, or the students who needed a recap. Okay, so this will be going from the beginning. Let me put another disclaimer out there that I do have a code of some sort, so I'm going to try to get through this without coughing and all of that fun stuff. However, I don't plan to edit this so that I can get it out as fast as possible, so I apologize for any sounds and craziness you may hear. Alright, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So what we did in class was, this is as far as we got. So this is what we're going to talk about today. We got as far as creating our page, and we have some text in here that's formatting an image. We also have some text down here that's formatted, and our information down here is also formatted as well. This has a quote. Interesting thing about this is that we didn't get as far as we need to, so there's going to be a follow-up series, but this first series, like I said, is for people who weren't here. Now, this is our goal right here, this page. So our goal is to get to the CSS of this. See how we have some coloring happening. We have our image. We have another image down here, which is off to the left. And the text is nicely aligned itself to the right and underneath of the image. And then we have some more text down here. This is the site. Our class doesn't have a textbook, as I explained in class. You're welcome. I saved you some money. That's cool, right? So we don't have a textbook, but we go to the W3 Schools. So when you type www.w3schools.com, this is the website that you'll come to. You want to click on Learn HTML, and when you click on Learn HTML, there'll be a list that'll show up. Now my screen is smaller since I'm doing the recording, and that's why the list I had to populate. So if your list doesn't come out, just click on this button up at the top with the 3 lines. That's for the list. This is what we're going through. So if you ever have any question, the cool thing about this, these are tutorials, so to even let you play in something, like so you'll put a code in and it'll let you see how it happens. So it lets you view it, which is cool. Alright, so I just wanted to make you aware of that. I'm going to go back to our back to where we were. So I'm going to have these up because we're going to reference all of these throughout the tutorials. First thing we need to do, let's go ahead and we're going to set up our folder structure, as you should always do whenever building a website. So I'm going to open up. Now you may be saving yours to the desktop. I'm not saving mine to the desktop. The reason I'm not saving mine to the desktop is because I have a lot going on my computer, and I want to save mine to my external drive. So you want to navigate to wherever you want to save yours. I'm going to save mine inside of my desktop, or inside of my special folder, and then I'm going to go into my FCC folder, my web design folder that I created for this class. I also created a folder for online week 1. Now you don't have to do this at all. This is my folder structure. You have to figure out what your folder structure is going to be. And like I said, you may just do it on the desktop. What's really important is we go ahead and wherever we save it. So now let's say we're on the desktop, or let's say you're on your USB drive or whatever. This is where we're going to save it. So this pretend for you would be your desktop. We're going to create a new folder. Now I'm on a Mac, so this is how we create a new folder on a Mac. On a PC, you guys have a different folder structure, but you'll create the new folder. So I'm going to create a new folder. And now my computer might hang a little bit for various reasons. It's just having some issues. So I created a new folder. I'm going to name this folder. Let's say I want to name it. I'm going to name it Web Class 1. And then I'm going to put my last name in here. So I'm going to put an underscore. But actually, I'm going to put my nickname in here. Happy underscore LRF. LRF, as we learned in class, stands for local root folder. Okay. So now that I have my folder in here, I want to make sure that I'm going to open it up, and inside of here I need several folders. One is the images folder, but we already have that, so I'll go and grab the images in a second. Another folder that I want to have in here is the CSS folder. Now again, see how I right clicked and I did new folder. That's another way. So there are many ways that you can do the same thing inside of this program. So I have my CSS. Let me go ahead and grab that other folder. Hang on one second. So in a second, you'll see the files that I gave you guys to copy. And those of you who left, I made sure that you copied them as well before you left. So let me go into my week 1 folder, and let's see, those are the instructor files. Let me see, student files. Okay, so I'm going to drag my images folder, a copy of that one over here. You should already have that folder. I'm just dragging mine. And then I'm also going to need these two documents. Okay, so I think that's good. So another folder that we want to have in here, notice everything is lowercase or camel casing. Remember, camel casing is where you have the first letter or the first word is lowercase and every word after that is uppercase. Notice I have a number in here for the number 1. You can have a number in there, but it cannot be the number that you start your name from. It has to be somewhere inside of the naming convention. So this says web class 1. What would not work if this said 1 and then web class. The number has to be somewhere in the middle or toward the end of the name. All right, so that being said, we need to add another folder in here. Now this is the folder that is not going to go up on the web, so we're going to make this one all caps, because when we finish with this folder, we're going to get rid of it. So we want to make this one our resource folder, and all that is just different things that we use that are not going to be a part of our website. So I'm going to put the text document and that other page, which was the HTML, which was the National Day Calendar of events. Okay, now we have our folder structure set up. So we have everything that we need. So this is a very important part, because what happens is everything is being linked. And if you do not have a proper folder structure, your information will not show up on the web. You'll have blank pages. Your images won't show up. Your HTML won't show up correctly. Your CSS won't show up correctly. It has to have this folder. This local root folder is a folder that sits on your desktop. When you get ready to, like if you decide to put it on a hosting server, then at that point you'll upload this folder to the hosting site, and it'll make an exact replica of it. But on the hosting site, it's called a remote folder. All right, but we're not there yet. That's just additional information. So I'm going to minimize this. And now we need to go into our text editor. And in here, we're going to use Text Wrangler. So let me find Mr. Text Wrangler. Okay. I make a new document. Oops. All right. So here is our Text Wrangler document. Let me bring it into view. Again, I'm working at a smaller real estate, so I need to make my stuff fit so that you guys can see the information. Okay, so now both fit in the recording window. All right, so the first thing that we need to do, we're going to save this document because this is the first page that we're creating. This page is called our index.html. You have to name the first page of your website index.html because the browser is automatically programmed to look for that file. If it goes into your website and it does not see that file, then it's just going to expose all of your folders on the web, and you don't want that to happen. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to File. We're going to go to Save As. And we want to name this one Index. Make sure you have that .html file up there. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and navigate to where our local root folder is. So I'm going to navigate to my, for me, like I said, yours may be on your desktop or yours may be wherever you place it, maybe on your USB drive or what have you. Mine is going to be inside of a specific folder structure. So I'm going to go into my web FCC and online week 1, and there's my local root folder. So interesting, this is called local root folder. Anything that we put inside of here that we don't put in a folder is our root area. Okay, so that's the root of our folder. So index.html, making sure up here that it says that web class 1 underscore LR, underscore your name and then underscore LRF for local root folder. If yours says that, choose save. I want to show you what it looks like inside of your actual folder directory. Notice there's that index.html, which just created. There's that CSS file, a folder which has nothing in it because we haven't put anything in there. There's the images folder, which has all of the images that were placed in there for you. And then we have our resource folder, which is capitalized because it is not going up on the web. So that's the only reason that letter is capital. So remember, in this class, and especially when you build your website, capitalization is important. It is important that you have that all of your stuff is lowercase. If you have stuff that's capitalized, I won't count it because what happens is on certain servers, they won't be able to read it. And I want you guys to leave here knowing exactly how to build a website that's going to be visible to any server. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. We have that index.html. Oh, I want to show you one more thing. Okay, so now if you want to view it, you have two ways to view it. You have your edit mode, and if you want to edit this, your index.html file, if we go ahead and double click on it, it's going to open up in our browser, but we have no way to edit it. So the way that we need to edit it is we will go to our index.html, right click it, choose open with, and wait for it to find a program to open it with. In our case, we're going to use Text Wrangler. You may be using, if you're on a Windows PC, Notepad++ is another free text editing program. So we're using Text Wrangler, which is that diamond with that rope W. Click on that, and then it'll open your file for you. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know how to open it. All right. So close this. Okay. So now one thing I won't do to you is I'm not going to have you sit here and suffer through watching me type text and stuff in here. So I'm actually just going to copy and paste text in here so you don't have to listen to my keyboard crunching and typing. But this is how we set up our document. This is the end of video 1. The next video, we'll go ahead and start building out our page. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a moment.